Hey, we want to welcome everyone to the initial launching of Commissioned Fear Has No Hold on You. Today is just the beginning of what God has placed in our hearts. And as I said, the commissioned has a purpose. The Bible speaks about the Great Commission to go out to all parts of the world proclaiming the truth. Today, there's been a distorted version of truth. And if I could reflect, we're here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Right now, we're transmitting from 2368 Main Street. We'd like to invite you out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and even Sundays here in the great inner city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Myself, Senior Pastor Lanzo, and the Prophet Carlos Reyes will be here transmitting, bringing you the truth, bringing you real topics, interviews, letting you know what is the pulse of the streets here, as in many parts of the country and different inner cities. I like to give you a little backdrop of Bridgeport. I remember in the early 90s, late 80s, the streets here were so bad that they had to put New Jersey barriers to block the traffic and the flow of transactions going on. And it deterred it for a while, but they found a way still to flow and make their money and the hustle of the streets. Today, those New Jersey barriers are gone, but there are other barriers that are unseen, that to the naked eye are not visible, but regardless, they're there. They're spiritual barriers. Let me tell you a tale of two cities. There's two sides. There's a light and there's a darkness. And many people that are still in darkness believe that they're in the truth, because we began speaking about the truth. But the reality is that the distorted version of truth that they have won't allow them to make any progress. Those invisible barriers are still detaining them from reaching their purpose, from reaching their destiny. So many people right now are affected with mental illness, depression, oppression. They can't get out, they're still stuck. There's been an epidemic of what they call in the streets wet, the ill, angel dust. Now recently, the fentanyl. So many, they don't even report on a high level how many deaths from fentanyl. But I know so many lives and families impacted through this fentanyl. We want to bring you the truth so that you will be free, that you'll be able to make it to your God-given purpose and your destiny. And it's time, Bridgeport, it's time to rise up. Again, we're here at 2368 Main Street, and we're going to be broadcasting. And I know it's going to impact your lives. You're going to hear interviews. You're going to hear testimonies of people that their lives have been changed. By how? But how? By the power of God. You said, I've heard of God. It's not what you think. It is the truth that's going to set you free. So in this day, we want to invite you out. We're going to start launching through YouTube. We're going to send you invitations. I want you to tune in to hear these life-changing interviews and the word that's going to be brought to you that's going to change your mindset. There's so many people that dream but don't dare to believe. Listen to me. There's so many people that dream but they do not dare to believe. How many dreams have been buried in our local cemeteries? People with potential, people with the ability to do so much talent, but they never obtain or reach the level that God wanted them to reach. And we wind up burying them before their time, before they can even accomplish any of this. And it's going on from generation to generation. There was a Joseph in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, that dared to dream. God gave him a dream, and not even his own family believed in the dream that was placed in him. So with that said, there's going to be family members, those that are close to you, loved ones that do not believe in the dream that God has placed in you. He had to go through so much, betrayed by his own family, put in a hole, sold into slavery. Then he's put at the head of a household, forgetting about his family, putting his past behind him, or trying to. But he got so comfortable where God had to make it uncomfortable again to get him to his purpose, to his destiny. You may be going through so many uncomfortable situations and struggles, and you think that it's from the enemy or from the devil, or that life is not fair, but it's just God trying to get you to your purpose, to your destiny. Because when we become so comfortable, we become stagnant. We can't flow. We can't move the way God wants us to move. God was trying to get Joseph to the palace. Time passes. Once more, he's betrayed. How many times have you been betrayed? How many times have you been let down? How many times you thought this was the moment, and then everything goes wrong, and you find yourself as Joseph, betrayed, and now he's in jail. But when he's in jail, he finds favor. Remember, he started off with a dream, and no one believed. And he might have even forgot about the dream himself, because he was trying to put his past behind him. You're trying to put your past behind you, but it haunts you. It won't let you make any progress. You won't forgive. You can't even forget really at times. So now Joseph goes from being in prison to being practically the warden or running the jailhouse. He says something key. He interprets the dreams of two individuals, and then when it comes time, he says, "Don't forget me when you get to the king." There are so many of you that have reached access to the king and have forgotten someone. This is about making it or reaching some type of liberty, deliverance, success, being blessed, but then helping someone else. Don't forget me when you get to the king. But when Joseph makes it to the king, he's elevated to another level to be able to see his brothers after so many years, because there was a famine in the land. I want to tell you, there's a famine in the land, and God is preparing a people that are hungry, that are thirsty for these times. At the ministry or this church, we declare that we are the church of yesterday for the times of today. We began talking about those Jersey barriers. Those barriers are still blocking you from getting to where God wants you to be. We are the commission, and we want to proclaim, stay right there. Go back. Go back. Go back. We want to declare faith over fear. Your faith over fear. Fear that that dream that they gave you was too big. Faith that what you believe in your heart, that you were destined to do something great. Because sometimes we don't dare to believe we were created for a greater purpose, because we're born in Bridgeport. We're born in a family that no one has been able to become a doctor or lawyer, or has not been able to break the generational curse upon your family. I was always stuck. My brother was stuck. My father was stuck. So I should be stuck. That's a lie from the devil. Dare to believe that dream that God has placed in you. Joseph made it to the palace to be able to save not only his family that betrayed him, so that the dream would be accomplished. The barriers were removed so many years ago, but dare to believe, Bridgeport, that you're free. This is Senior Pastor Lanzo, live here from 2368 Main Street, representing the commissions, faith over fear. God bless you. Stay tuned for more messages from us. God bless.